Hey friends, welcome back to Road Rambling. Yep, that's our introduction, and this is my kid, Noah Waterman. Noah Waterman. Okay, I had to do an interview with Noah while he's home. He flew in Sunday, was here 2 days, and he's flying out today.
Back.
Quick trip. So I caught him quick so that you guys can get to know my kid Noah. He's the one that plays basketball, okay? He's a D1 basketball player. And I just wanted to talk to him for a few minutes about how he even got to play D1 and what his experiences have been at the different schools you've been to.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you just start and tell us, how did you even get to play D1 basketball?
A lot of hard work, but I didn't play basketball for a while. You know that I was just playing music and chilling.
Yep.
Like we didn't really play sports.
Yep, drinking chocolate milk on the
Drinking
couch.
chocolate milk on the couch, popcorn.
Yep.
But my brother started playing basketball then, and then I would watch him play, and I'm like, oh, I want to try it. So I started playing it, and then after I started playing it, I fell in love with it. I'm like, all right, let's keep playing it. And then a lot of hard work. I didn't have any offers out of high school. So my high school coach, a lot of people helped me put together like videos, and we just started sending them out to colleges. Boom, 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 boom. And then finally some would reach back and be like, oh, come work out. Mm-hmm. So then I would go work out with them. And then that's when I started getting my first couple offers. And yeah, just a lot of hard work though. That's the main thing, Mom.
Yeah, hard work. That is no joke. Hard work, and the fact that you're 7 foot doesn't hurt.
It helps.
It helps. It helps. So the first college you went to was Niagara University.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that was a quick year for you. It was a great place to start, but I remember there was some problems with the coaches, so it turned out a bit disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
You played just a few games, and you got injured.
Yep.
And it was it. Season was over, and you had to redshirt, right?
Yeah. So I went there, and I hurt my ankle, tore a tendon in my ankle. So I was out for the season, and then my coach left. So then I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna transfer.
Right.
And that's when I went to Detroit.
Detroit Mercy.
Yeah,
Stories at Detroit, baby.
Stories.
Oh my gosh.
Stories.
Honestly, you like the city.
Oh, I love Detroit.
Can you stand it? This little kid from this old little country town, he would call me and he loved Detroit. And it was scary. I mean, it was scary.
Yeah.
It was barbed wire and protective stuff and gangs.
I don't know if they had barbed wire.
Yes, they did, Noah.
They had a fence.
They
had a fence
had a
around the campus. And it was like the hood, but
it was
good.
the hood.
It was nice.
I remember talking to you and hearing gunshots. Not at you, but hearing them.
Yeah.
And you being at a store and people running out.
It was crazy. It was crazy, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I stayed 2 years, so.
You liked it. You liked the atmosphere.
Yeah.
That was crazy to me.
So.
Okay, well, I worried about you, but all right, you made it through okay. And you had Coach Davis.
Yeah, Coach Davis, Mike Davis.
Yeah,
he was a good coach.
Yeah?
He was tough on us, but he made me a better basketball player.
Did he?
Yeah,
you think?
100%.
That's what you needed at the time.
100%. So,
Yeah.
So that was good.
He was an aggressive style. And tell me about some of your teammates that you remember there.
So my teammates, we had my guy Matt. He was from Baltimore.
Okay.
And he played there, and now he's playing pro right now overseas.
Oh, good for him.
And then we got Antoine Davis,
Wow.
which he's in the G League right now.
Yeah.
And then who else? We got Pink, my guy from freaking Texas.
Hey, Pink.
Oh yeah, it was. That's my guy. He's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time.
It was a good time. And isn't that the one after 2 years? I think Twan graduated, so he was out, and then. Wasn't the coach like, you're all gone, you're all fired, except you know, and you can stay? Wasn't it something like that? I can't tell.
I left before that.
All right, okay.
So I left, and then Twan had another year there. So that's when I went to BYU.
Oh, Twan had another
Twan
year
had
there?
another year. Yeah, his 5th year.
Okay, all right. I'm kind of remembering. All right, so then after Detroit, you were there for 2 years. Can you tell those guys I'm doing an interview right now so they can't come in right now? Oh, you're going to say goodbye to, what's his name? Noah. All right. Pause for a minute. Okay, we're back. All right, so we're in transition. Noah's been to Detroit, and now he's heading over to BYU. How did you get hooked up with BYU?
I had a pretty good season at BYU or at Detroit.
Okay.
So after that, I was like, I think I want to transfer to a bigger school.
Mm-hmm.
So I entered the transfer portal, started talking to a bunch of teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I went on a visit to BYU, and it was like their last scholarship because it was late. Like, I transferred late.
You
so
did.
everybody, yeah. So I liked it, like my visit, and I'm like, I think this is about. It came down to Bonnie's. I was gonna go to Bonnie's too for everybody so they could go. But BYU is a better place for me, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, so over there with Coach Pope and them.
Okay. And how'd you like that experience at BYU?
It was good. I liked it. It was a little different. A lot of Mormons. The Mormons are cool, but yeah, everybody would approach my door all the time, talking about, you want to come to church? You want to come to church? Like every other day.
Yeah.
Every other day, they bring you gifts, cookies. Here on, like enticing you to go. I'm like,
okay.
Right. But I was there for 2 years, Pope. I liked all my teammates and everything.
Yeah.
And we had a good year. Got to go to March Madness last year.
That's right.
So that was fun to play in for the first time.
Yeah. Huh. All right. So what was the transition like from Detroit, the hood, to BYU?
It was culture shock at first because I was at Detroit for 2 years, and then when I went over to BYU, it was just different. Like everybody was super super nice. Always, hey, how you doing? Hey. And it's just culture shock. You know what I mean? Like only white people over there, and it was just weird. For the first year, I'm like, I don't know about this place.
It was rough.
Yeah, it was definitely rough. Just trying to adjust. It took me a while to adjust.
Yeah.
But once I adjusted, it was good.
Yeah.
It was definitely good.
Yeah.
I think everybody that goes there that's not Mormon kind of has the same.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
Feeling kind of.
But you liked your coaches.
I love my coach. Yeah, really good coach. All my coaches actually, like my teammates.
Who do you remember on teammates at BYU?
Everybody.
No, all of them.
I still talk to them.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. The one I remember is Tiki.
Tiki? Yeah, Tiki, my twin. Yeah, that guy. I love Tiki.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we lived together for a while.
Oh my God. You and Tiki.
Me, Tiki, Dave came for a little bit. Jake was there for a little bit in this 2-bedroom apartment. But the 2 bedrooms, they rent out one, which I didn't know when I got the apartment. So we had 2 Mormon kids living in one room. I had my own room. And then we had Dave on the inflatable freaking bed, freaking Jake on the couch for like a month. But yeah, it was fun. I'm surprised they didn't hate us. We'd be loud all night. We'd be up freaking hanging out. And,
No, you got fun. Some. Yeah, well. Okay, so then you went from BYU, and this year you're doing your last Ville at University of Louisville. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so how did you end up getting there?
So my coach, after March Madness, he got a job at Kentucky.
Pope did. And 2 other of the coaches.
And a bunch of the staff's over there. So he left, and then I was thinking, like, do I stay? It took me a while to decide if I wanted to transfer or not.
Super late.
So yeah, it closed. Like the transfer portal closed, but because my coach left, I got a couple more weeks to like enter if I wanted to. So I just thought about it for a while. I wanted to talk to the new coach, see what he was thinking. So I talked to him, and then I was like, I think it's just better to kind of transfer, look at my options, and then come back if I want to. So I told him that. And entered the transfer portal, went on a couple visits, talked to a ton of schools. And then, I decided on Louisville, where I'm at right now, which I like a lot. So.
Do you like it a lot? Mm-hmm. You like the coaching staff?
Like the coaching staff, players, everything.
You like the team?
So, it's nice.
Yeah. You guys are down this year, though. You've had a couple red shirts that they knew, and then like 3 injuries. So you're not very deep this year.
Yeah, a couple guys come back, so it'll be nice. But when we get back, our next game, we'll have some people back. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that'll be good because you guys are putting in lots of minutes, and that's a lot for everybody.
Yeah, it's nice.
Wow. Yeah. All right. So the behind the scenes stuff. This is what I like. Okay. Now I'm a D1 mom, so I know a little bit. I don't know much, but I know a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff. Because basically, if I wasn't a D1 mom, I'd watch the game a couple times a week, and that's what I would know, and that's what I would see. But there's so much behind the scene, it blows my freaking mind.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot that you got to do. Like, you're working out all day, every day, and then if you're not working out, you're watching film, especially when games are up. You scout every player, and you got to know like everything they do, their percentages, what moves they like, da da da. So there's 15 guys that you have to study, watch all the film on them, watch the film on the team, so we can figure out all their schemes and everything. Know what they kind of got to remember their plays.
Got to remember your
We gotta
plays.
remember, yeah, we learn their plays. So when we play them, we see like somebody move into this area. We're like, oh, okay, we know what they're gonna run. So yeah, there's a lot. There's definitely a lot that goes into it that a lot of people don't see. They just watch the games, but there's a ton that
So
goes.
much more. And then you got your weight training and
Yeah.
your therapies, and I mean, it's just so intense.
Yeah.
Not to mention something called school.
And then you got school. So yeah, it's definitely a lot, but it's been good.
Wow. And then, well, you've learned a lot, and you got interviews constantly, assignments, agents, appearances that you have to make. I mean, it's just all day, every day.
Yeah.
It's really, really intense. So there's so much behind the scenes. Then you got fans. You got your fans, and then you got the other team's fans.
Yeah. Yeah, you got everybody.
It just never stops. How about the death threats? That's always a good one.
Yeah, they send you some crazy things.
Whoa.
The fans are funny.
Whoa.
The fans are funny. There's a lot of stuff they send you. If you want to laugh, just search up my name on Twitter.
Oh,
And then
no.
just
I cannot.
crazy things they say.
It is
I stay
crazy.
off Twitter now.
You should stay off Twitter. Pope taught you that.
Yeah,
Do
no,
not.
yeah.
Pope taught the parents that. Do
Yeah.
not read anything on social media.
It's funny. It's funny.
Well, I don't know. Okay, let's talk about trash talk. Okay, because here's from my perspective. I'm sitting there with the family watching you on TV, right? And I see you get this big old grin on the court. And I'm like, don't do it, Noah. Don't say it, Noah. And you got this big old grin, and you're looking at somebody on the other team, and I'm like, oh. And then I see your mouth moving. I'm like, he did it. He's talking.
Yeah.
It's part of the game.
I mean, it's just basketball. Especially being
know.
from New York, everybody talks trash. So
Yeah.
it's like, that's just, it's normal. So, yeah, that's just basketball.
I
We're always
know.
talking, always just having a good time. So,
But seriously, it's when you get this big old smile on your face, and your whole family's like, oh, he's going to go.
Yeah.
He's going to go. He's got that big old smile.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I remember you were playing, I think it was North Carolina, the great big dude. He's a really good player.
Kentucky.
But what Kentucky? No, this is like last year. You were at BYU.
Okay.
And he was a black guy. He was real big. But he was an excellent player. I don't know. And you guys are at the foul line, and you're both standing there with these smiles on your faces looking at each other. And we're like, everybody thinks they're asking, how's your mom? But that ain't what they're asking. Oh, my gosh. So we kind of have fun with that. All right, let's see. How about the, I don't want to be a downer here, but part of life is stress, and D1 players have a lot of stress, a lot of responsibility, a lot of pressure on them, especially now with the NILs.
Yeah.
Don't you think that adds pressure or no? What do you think?
I mean, the NCAA is kind of like all over the place right now. They're trying to figure out how to regulate everything.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's hard for teams just because everybody transfers each year, you know?
Now
so
they
just
do.
bounce, they can bounce wherever they want, anytime they want.
Right.
So it's like, it's hard to keep a team together to like grow as a team.
Right.
Which I think helps a lot.
Right.
But so they're going to try to figure something out with that. But
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, this is kind of like a wild card year
Yeah,
with
it's
NILs
crazy.
and everything is up and wow. But the pressure that you guys have, I mean, the mental pressure, the psychology behind having all this pressure on you, how do you deal with that?
I mean, it's just sports.
I know it is sports, but
That's
it's
just,
a
that's
whole.
just how it is.
I know
You
it,
can't
but
really worry about what everybody says and like all the things that people say after a good game, bad game. Like you just kind of shrug it off. You feel me? If you can't deal with it, then you probably shouldn't be playing like basketball
Yeah.
at a high level.
it's rough though. I mean, I've seen some of even your teammates how much they've struggled and had to go through it. It's not a joke, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no,
the mental stress is not a joke. It's a real part of dealing.
Oh
with
yeah,
it.
definitely. Yeah, you got to have a strong mind.
Wow.
For that.
All right. Do you have any favorite memories over the years? Go flip back. Niagara was kind of a fast year because of the circumstance, but Detroit, BYU, here. Is there anything stick out through any of those? Like I remember when or anything?
First off, meeting my fiance when I went to BYU. So yeah, so that was nice. Met her and now we're getting married on May 1st. So that was that's an all-time high, 100%.
Yeah.
But then basketball-wise, probably playing Kansas when we went to Kansas. Nobody beats Kansas at their court, and we were one of the few teams that did. So it's cool going in there. And you always watch them on TV when you're young and stuff like that. So just being in that atmosphere was really, really cool. And then going to March Madness, definitely, because that's everybody's dream, kind of like go play college, go to March Madness. That's what everybody watches. So
Right.
So yeah, so that was definitely fun.
Those are some highlights, man. And you've got to travel a little bit through the years. Where have you gone to travel? Do you remember?
I've been on 2 foreign trips with teams. I went to Croatia, and we were there for 10 days. Played a bunch of pro teams over there, and it was kind of more like a team bonding experience. Jet skis, bunch of cool things, just to bond as a team.
Right.
And then I went to the Bahamas 2 times this year. One time with BYU, we went there and played in the same tournament we played in this year. We didn't do good at BYU. We should have won it this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's always fun, just traveling around, seeing different places. You don't really get to, like, a lot of people don't understand that when you go to those places, unless it's a foreign trip, like, you don't really get to experience too much. You're mostly just in, like, the hotel, watching film, like, all that stuff, and then go play the game. It's really like a business trip.
Right.
So, like, we're not going out, like, sometimes, like, if we have an off day, we'll go do something fun. But other than that, it's really just a business trip and making sure we win those games.
Right. So there's a lot to that. And, of course, you've been to Puerto Rico a couple times, but that's on your own. You just like going to Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
I visit and wine.
Go to Puerto Rico all the time. Wine, my guy. But it's fun, yeah. Me and Gabby went just before this year, actually. I've been like 3 times. Yeah, traveling is just fun in general.
Yeah, well, good for you. Okay, I remember one thing that I remember, and I know very little about your behind the scenes stories. I know some things. I got one in my head, but look at me. I'm sealing my lips. I'm not saying it because the family. Okay, but the one thing I remember is I read somewhere, it's you and Teak, okay, so you can catalog through all of those memories. But I remember you had posted, if we get caught, I'm deaf and you don't speak English.
Yeah. Gotta have each other's backs.
Okay, that's the only one I'm going to say. All right, you get your way out. All right, one of the things that has gone along with your... Okay, I know, I wanted to transition a little bit here. We're not going to hit this too hard, but I'm really interested in this, and I'm impressed with this. You have had, in every city you've been to with your college career, you've had a personal homeless ministry. Okay, you're not associated with any Detroit, BYU, or Utah, and Louisville, right? And I know that's a private thing that you do yourself, but I'm interested, how did you get such a heart to minister to the homeless? Whether you have money or not, you're constantly individually ministering to homeless. Where did that come from?
I mean, it's just people that in need, not even just homeless, but everybody. But I don't know. I think just growing up, not having too much, a lot of people helped us. So I remember a lot of those days, some Christmases when we would get those, like, the best gifts ever. So that's kind of where I started, I don't know, growing my heart for, like, helping other people. Yeah. So now I just do it.
You just do it. You just do it on your own. And what I really like about you is you see the people. You don't just give people stuff. You'll actually go and buy a meal and sit down for an hour and talk with them. Or, you know what I mean? You see the individual behind the need. And that's so important. It makes somebody feel worthy. You know what I mean? So that is a cool thing about you. So in every city you've been to, like in Detroit, I would be scared. BYU, or in Utah, you had a hard time finding homeless for a while there.
There are some homeless people,
but you had to dig. You had to, and now you're back in Louisville, and they're spread right out for you, right? But well, I'm proud of you for that, and I like your heart in that matter. So listen, future plans. Now, you already said you're getting married May 1st. We're all flying to Texas, people. What the heck? Flying to Texas for a huge wedding. Okay, so that's coming up. But what else do you think? Do you have any idea? Are you still in limbo?
So with basketball, it's kind of like up in the air, kind of, because you got to sign agents, and then after the season, that's when you kind of figure everything out. But yeah, just mostly getting married, and then after that, I want to go play pro for a while. So wherever I go, I don't know where, but go play pro. And then once the ball stops bouncing, I'm probably gonna, I don't know, open up a little clinic where I can just train people and things like that. so that'd be fun.
You would be great at that, and your fiance is a baller too,
Yeah.
and she likes to train.
Yeah, she'd be training people too. So.
Yeah, so you guys would be great at doing that together.
Mm-hmm.
So something with ball in your future somehow, even if you're doing something different, right?
Yeah.
It'll always be part of what you do.
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Reed Road will always be part of Noah Does, because he has to come back here to his home base, visit his mom and his brothers and sisters, take a little vacay in the country. So it's been awesome having you home for a couple days, kid. Thanks for joining me, Noah.
Love you, Mom.
Love you too. Mwah. Bye, guys.